Hi, welcome. So I just wanted to refer back to that creepy Woodland video I uploaded where I came across some clothing which was kind of strange and suspicious due to the area it was found in. There was one extra detail I forgot to add in at the time. And I don't know, it might tie in with a comment made by Jackie, something to do with some creature or animal. Can't quite remember what it was, the black cat or something. You'll be able to see it on screen as I'm talking right now. So basically, within the area, just a bit further back, if you're returning back the way you came, there's a river. You know, on the left-hand side, you saw that fence running down that pathway. And then by the side, you had those trees with those carving marks. Well, past those trees on the right, you've actually got a river lower down. Not a big one, just a small one, maybe even a stream or a river. And it kind of bends in and out. And over time, there's been erosion, of the land and the ground, so it's crumbled away. There's been fences put up, temporary ones and old ones, which have also collapsed into the stream, the river. And I guess they must have put some new boards up. And it's in that spot. I'll show you a picture now. I think I took a picture of me resting the phone on one of the boards overlooking the river, and it's just behind the camera screen, just a bit further back. There is a drop. It does drop down, and you got little islands type things where bits of sand and rocks gather. Maybe some people go down there with the dogs and stuff. That's normal. But then a bit further back, it goes a bit swampy, like a bog. It's very muddy, very wet, very dark and stuff. I don't mean dark and evil, I mean dark in like the colouring of the ground. It's like a swamp, saturated. You stand in that, it's going to be messy, obviously. So at that spot, it's not much of a place someone would go down to. There would be no need to. Maybe the odd dog might, if it's off the lead. But it's the footprints that were found there. And I wouldn't say they look like dog ones, okay? And whilst I was looking at those prints and holes, towards the bottom, one of them caught my eye because of the size of it. You might be able to see it on screen now. To be honest, when I looked at it, it looked like something like that kind of size, maybe a bit smaller, but you know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be of a dog, a normal dog, right? Why did it come to my mind like a bear print? I don't know why. It's just the first thing that came to my mind at the time when I saw it. Obviously, there's no bears in that area, obviously. But it was just the first thing that came to my head, like I would with anyone, with any situation and stuff. And, I was just looking at other ones, comparing it by the sides. And there's a big size difference. I mean, I just don't know what other animal that would be responsible for that. Foxes, their paws are kind of small. Cats as well, standard cats, dogs, same thing. Unless it's, been made by multiple animals in a small space, so it's kind of made one big footprint. That could be it, but just looks a bit weird. Maybe I can do like a zoom in or something, or maybe I can change the filter right now, do it on the spot and see if it makes any difference. Okay, so we're on the photo now, and you can, up top you can see the prints. You got some there which look like maybe from a bird, maybe, the shaping of it. And you can make out other holes as well. Something would have had to go through it to create those holes in the first place, okay? Makes sense. But they're not exactly reveal much. They don't look like human footprints, do they? They look a bit all over the place. Nothing quite distinguishable. No key features. And then look at that one down there as well. As I said, the one that caught my eye was, where about was it now? Yeah, that one there. It just looks like it goes a bit deeper. At the back, you've got like the palm area. And then at the front, almost like a few claws, like what, 2 or 3 claws? And you compare that to the others. The sizing of it, it just looks a little bit too big. Unless there's, a dog with paws of that size, but I've not seen any. And especially in that area, if we have come across dogs, it's been, you know, small ones, nothing massive or anything like that. So, you let me know what you think down below. It might be something, it might not be nothing, but just with it being all in the same area, maybe it's linked to the trees nearby, as that's where those scratch marks were found, etched in. Could have been caused by an animal, some kind of creature, which then proceeded to climb down through the fence and down to that lower ground, and the footprints were captured, maybe. I just want to try and edit it like I said. I don't know if it will work, if it's a good idea. Vivid, warm, that kind of works. Vivid, where is it? That one. Is there any other effects I can add on? Exposure. That doesn't really do much. I mean, I guess a little higher exposure means you might be able to see the prints a bit better in the depth. Shadows. Contrast. Kind of works. Brightness. Can I zoom in whilst I'm doing it? Can you see them? It's kind of circular at the back, and it gets to the front almost in the shape of paws. Okay. Anything else going on here? No, not really. Oh, it's kind of glitching out now. That's weird. Oh, that's the original, and then that's what it looks like now. Original. Okay. I don't know if the phone was glitching out then. That was a bit weird. What does that do? Okay, it makes it a bit more defined. Saturation. Don't really need that. I mean, does the ground look oily when I do that? You know, sometimes you see a bit of oil in the water, even just in normal puddles when you're out and about. It can randomly happen. Warmth. Don't really need that one. Sharpness. Does that do anything? No, it makes it a bit blurry. Oh well. What about noise reduction? Yeah, that all that does, it smoothens it out, which you don't really want because you want the texture and the detail. So there's not really much I can do with that, but it just looks big, that print, compared to all the other ones. So yeah, looking at that photo, there's at least one potential print in the ground that does look much bigger compared to, I guess, the other prints. We're tying it in with that cat theory, based off what other people have said, and I guess other stories out there, I guess in the UK. You never know. I've never seen a giant cat before. Just, you know, cats around the streets, normal stuff like that. So, who knows? Additional notes, well, which one was it? Well, I don't think it applies. I mean, you could try and link it in some way, but I think it would be more obvious. Once in the past, there was a dead sheep nearby within the field. I mean, some people could say, oh yeah, with the claw markings on the tree, the big footprint, a dead animal, it could be some kind of cat lurking around, hunting maybe. But due to the condition the sheep was in, looking basically normal, you know, no sign of it being attacked, no scratch marks, no blood, nothing like that. Maybe it died because of natural causes, or maybe something else internally. So it might not link. But you never know, odd things can happen here and there. Was there anything else to it? Well, back at the Woodland part, a bit further on, there's like a mound, a slope, and if you go up and over that, it goes into like a little clearing, which is kind of odd. You know, I don't know if it's like marsh land or something. The ground is grassy, but it's very bouncy. And I think in the past it was kind of squishy and wet. Could be a floodplain, I don't know. But yeah, it's just weird. There's like a little opening clearing, I don't think anyone goes there because it's like off the path. There's no reason to go over there, but it's just open. And when I did look that time, when I was recording everything, there was like a few, like one or two like thin paths, not that big. It might probably just a dog, you know, the dog just went up and over and started exploring probably. But there's definitely two little trails, like something's been through that. And a bit further on, there was like another little woodland or something, went through the trees and stuff, just to see, is there anything going on? No clothing, no clues, hints, or anything like that. There was like the odd hole in the ground, but most likely a foxhole. It wasn't massive. It was big enough, but not massive. You'd expect like a cat to go in. So really, you know, there's quite a bit to look at and, you know, stuff going on in that small space. But then again, it's like with the Mojave Desert, the Kenny Beach case mystery, how there can be quite a few spottings, findings, sightings, whatever it may be, all in a close space. Then you can maybe start thinking, does it all link to one another? It's a bit like that in a way. I wouldn't say a microcosm because they're both real life, they're both in their own separate, unique locations, and they can share similarities in terms of what goes on in close proximity. So I think that's about it. If you've seen any strange sightings of some kind of big cat or something, feel free to leave a comment down below. As said, I haven't. I've heard about it briefly in the past, so it could be, it might not be, but I'll just provide this little additional clip because I forgot to do the whole paw print in the ground in the last video. I forgot to add it in. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video, and goodbye.